Hello and welcome to another match day preview. Today we're going to be looking at the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Derby County head into the Bristol Street Motors Trophy having won their previous Bristol Street Motors game 4-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers under-21s. They experimented with a range of youth players within that game, however I don't think this is going to be the same. This is the first knockout round of the tournament. Obviously, you can get knocked out in the groups, but this is the first single leg knockout round, so Derby must win to progress in the tournament. They face up against Fleetwood Town at Pride Park Stadium. It is a 7 o'clock kickoff on the 5th of December, this upcoming Tuesday. So, subscribe to my channel because I will be making a match day vlog of me attending the game. I said I was going to try and get some tickets and I got my hands on some. Not that it's difficult for these games, but I got some tickets. I'll be going, so keep your eyes peeled for that match day vlog. Derby head into this game off the back of some pretty good form. They're 4 wins in 4 in the league. Don't think they've dropped points in the trophy games yet also, which is incredible. So that's 3 wins on the spin in the trophy, 4 wins on the spin in the league, and they head into this game with some pretty good form. Obviously, in the league, Derby are sitting 6th in the table. They have a game in hand on Peterborough, and they're only 2 points behind them.
It's just come to my attention, 63% of you are not subscribed. What are you doing? Click that red button right now.
Obviously, if Derby win their game in hand, they could go into the 5th position in the league. Fleetwood, on the other hand, come into this game in the contrast of form. They've lost 3 games on the bounce, conceding 10 goals. Fleetwood sit 21st in the league table. Obviously, league tables aren't really relevant for this fixture, but it's important to note their form. They haven't won in 3, they've conceded 10 without scoring a goal. That is something which Derby will be looking to exploit, because if they can get an early one, Fleetwood could shut down and it could be 4 or 5 really. But it's also one of them games where it could spin on its head and Derby could have a banana skin really. Obviously, let's take a look at the head-to-head of these teams over the past 18 months. They've played each other 3 times. Both sides have won a game and they have drew. Obviously, under Liam Rosenior in August, they drew 0-0. Derby got beat 2-0 at Pride Park in the back end of the season. That was a massive result, which ultimately is one of those results which cost Derby County the playoffs. And then, obviously, back in August, Fleetwood came to Pride Park again and they were put to bed. Derby County won the game 1-0. Wasn't a massively convincing win, but I don't think any Derby fan will say they felt very threatened by Fleetwood. So hopefully that's something that they can take into this game. Now let's take a look at Fleetwood. Lee Johnson is the manager of Fleetwood. He's been around the clubs in the English Football League. Obviously, being at Fleetwood this season is not doing anything impressive, and that's something which he'll be looking to change going into this game. He'll be hoping that he can end the 3-game losses streak that they're currently on. Obviously, it isn't granted that Derby will play their strongest team. Obviously, Fleetwood might not even play their strongest team, but Lee Johnson will be hoping to rectify their poor form. A key player which I see Fleetwood fans mention a lot is Josh Earl. He's made 62 appearances for the club since 2022. And this season he has started 15 of 15 games and has a FOTMOB rating of 7.01. He can play a range of different positions and he is one of their better players. A common name for Derby County fans is Jack Marriott. He's been at Fleetwood Town now for quite a while and he'll be looking to get one up on his former side. Obviously, the side and the team is massively different to when Marriott was there, but it will still be a big day for him at Pride Park. So let's take a look at the danger men for Fleetwood. You have Jack Marriott as their top goal scorer, who has scored 5 goals. You've also got Junior Quiterna, who has 4 goals in this competition. Quiterna also has 2 assists, making him their most influential forward player in this competition. There is also Danny Mayer, who has 3 assists in this competition. Obviously, Derby come into the back of this game off some impressive form. We saw what happened at Port Vale the other night. I did my match day review on that, so if you haven't watched that, go and check that out. if you haven't seen my matchday review from Port Vale, go and check that out. Obviously, I was at the Bristol Rovers game, you saw my matchday vlog. We won 2-1, obviously not the most convincing, but it was a game which showed real character. Derby are now 4 wins on the spin in the league, and heading into this game, they might want to experiment with some other players. You've got the likes of John-Jules trying to find some fitness. You've got players like Joe Ward, who's yet to fully reintegrate back into the squad. He's a player who could find himself on the team sheet. You've got the likes of Louis Sibley, who's in and out. You've got Tyrese Forner, who's been a real revelation in the past 2 games. These are some incredible talking points, and for me, I don't think Derby will experiment heading into this game. I personally think Derby will go as strong as they possibly can. I think that we want to win this competition, and I think Paul Warne's made that quite clear that he wants to win every single game. Although sometimes some fans don't think that's the case, it is really. He doesn't want to lose football matches. Nobody does. So I think we'll go as strong as possible. Obviously, barring any injuries, I'm filming this on Saturday evening. So I'm filming this on Saturday evening. So we've not had any matchday press yet. I'm not sure when that's going to come out. It might come out before this video goes live. So some of this might be wrong, but for me, I think we'll go as strong as possible. I think our bench will have a few youngsters on, the likes of Dejon Brown, Tony Weston, maybe even Adebayo Fepatu. He could be an interesting player to put on the bench. So I think that Derby will play as strong as possible, as I've just said. I think it'll be Wildsmith in goal. I think we might rest a couple of defenders. I think we might have Joe Ward playing right back with Bradley and Cashin, with Forsyth on the left. Maybe if Callum Elder is fit, he might play. I do think it's about time we try and integrate some young blood into the team, but I think we'll stick with the midfield 3 of Horahan, Bird and Fapatu. I think we'll stick with the midfield 3 of Horahan, Bird and Forner, and then I think the front 3, I think Mendes Lang will play, I think Kane Wilson will play, and I think we might see John-Jules start begging for fitness. I think he's got a lot to prove this season, so he could be massive in this next period of games. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel for my matchday vlog. It'll probably come out Wednesday lunchtime, so keep your eyes peeled, click subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.